Oh my god, it's a sequel to Mario vs. Donkey Kong. Mario vs. Donkey Kong 2 is, for some reason, I guess technically the sequel to the original Donkey Kong game, even though the two games, like, before this sequel was considered sequels, but it's not. This game expanded on the whole. We introduced the mini Marios to this game, and that's pretty much what the rest of the Mario vs. Donkey Kong series will be about for the most part. The mini Mario, something that was a little bit small extra in Mario vs. Donkey Kong Game Boy Advance, and something we expanded on for the rest of the games. So let's see what the actual sequel of Mario vs. Donkey Kong 2 can offer us here on the good old DS. So the beginning of the game starts with Donkey Kong taking Paulina because I guess she didn't like the figure, or she wanted the Mario figure instead of Mario, which is way too slow to the elevator conveniently to stop him, so we just got the mini Marios to do it instead. Wow, Mario, thanks for that. Essentially the level is like the Game Boy Advance game, except using the mini Marios instead. You have a pretty good amount of control over them. You can make them turn around, stop, jump on command. It's pretty good stuff, honestly, with a collectible Mario letter in every level, depending on where it is. You also get a star. You got to get a required score point in order to get it, apparently. That's also a thing with these games. Get the right score to actually fully complete or 100% the level, I want to say. It's just that it's not as great as, say, like Mini Land Mayhem. Mini Land Mayhem, less control with minis, but the level design is more simple and conduct here. Meanwhile, here, you got more movements, but meaning the levels are going to get a lot more complex and a little bit harder, and definitely a lot more confusing with what happens later on. Like, holy cow, man, look how many I have to keep track of. Look how big the level is. We're going to have to keep track of. This is a little bit much for, I guess, one mini Mario level, or many. It's going to be like that, so don't worry. It's just, there's a lot to go over, though. It's just like, I like simpler control better. Do like how like every world and like area has their own unique scenes and gimmicks, like volcanoes or pipes or so. All these different like mechanics with different DK like obstacles. It's pretty good stuff. Why don't you just sell these DK? You make some money. And the bosses are kind of a mixed bag. I mean, they do have unique scenes, locations, but the way you deal damage onto DK is basically the same for every single one. Launch the mini Marios at him like they're goddamn ammunition, which apparently you can just do. Would have been nice if there was always a different boss battle like in the first two games prior to this, but this is fine. Not anything I really reminisce about it, but I don't hate doing it, so I guess they're doing something good. I don't know, man. You really could just gun with a different boss battle every time, instead of just doing the exact same thing and then putting a different color palette and maybe slightly different obstacles in the way. Yeah, could have done more for us. The bonus levels are pretty simple. You have about half a minute or so to get all these Shy Guys from a pipes. They also kind of have a little bit of problem like the boss battles where they're also the exact same thing, just slightly different. It's all just Shy Guys popping out of the pipes. You gotta try not to hit the bombs and only the Shy Guy. Still, it's like some of these ideas in the game, it's just fine. I mean, the bonus levels in the later games are better than this, so it's that. It's just that it feels like with all these mechanics, and some of these ideas, they have some great ideas, but they only went a little bit with it before they stopped and thought that was just good enough. We don't need to do more now. Any more unique themes? Nah. Just you could have done more with a lot of these. Well, the DSiWare version of the game, Minis March Again. It's the same game. You got a guest mode. We don't know why we want this in a DSiWare game where you're probably going to be the only one to actually play it, but here we go. The cutscene are just stilled images now, so that's not cool. Oh, also the first level is slightly different color palette. There's not much to this different change of buying the DSiWare game. Why would you ever buy it? It's just a game that existed for some reason. Also, the final boss is at least somewhat different, where it feels like classic, like Mario vs. Donkey Kong, but the minis are going up and Mario is throwing them at DK, because apparently that's how the mini Marios work. No, I don't think so, Mario. Maybe use a hammer. At least the final cutscene has a happy ending where Paulina actually likes the DK figure, and DK realizes everything is not so bad after all. So that's the ending. Pretty happy ending. Oh yeah, there's a construction mode. This is the first game in the series to have a construction mode. So, you know, that's all I'm going to say. It's pretty neat, so that's all I'm pretty much going to say about it. So, good times. That was Mario vs. Donkey Kong 2, March of the Minis. It's another one. It's probably my least favorite game in the entire series. It's still a good game, but I just prefer, like, all the other games other than this. This is just okay. And the DSiWare version is kind of an unnecessary one as well, where it's almost nothing different than that one. It's still a good game nonetheless, introducing the minis and I guess bring back Pauline. So I'll see you next time for more Yu-Gi-Oh! Diant to Pokemon and video games. I'll see you next time. See ya.